Murdoch. I'm coming to get you.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Gimme Back My Action Movies, the podcast. I am one of your hosts, Charlie. With me, as always, is Nate. Say hello to the people, Nate.
Gripping the wheel, his knuckles went white with desire. The wheels of his Mustang exploding on the highway like a slug from a 45. True death, 400 horsepower of maximum performance piercing through the night. This is Black Sunshine. Yeah!
Okay, there we go, bud.
Well, I thought it was perfect for the movie we were covering, who we were covering it with.
That's right.
That's me saying hi to people.
That's you saying hi to people. Well, let's let everyone else say hi after. I don't know how they follow that, but we have brought on our good friends from A Cut Above Horror Movie Review tonight. With us in studio is Hydraberg. Say hello to the people, Hydraberg.
Hello to the people.
That's right. See, Nate. See how easy, concise, just really, really nice, man. Just quick.
I got to show off sometimes.
What was the name again?
And I know how to
Black
read.
Magic. What was it?
That's the opening to Black Sunshine from White Zombie.
Ah,
Yeah.
Come on.
So, yeah.
Come on now,
Get with it. Get with it.
because you know the game that you guys play on your show, and then
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Huh." And then I was like, it's a song about a car, and I was like, oh, well, we're doing a movie about a car.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah,
We'll let it pass.
You drag us along on that one.
Yep.
And with Hydraberg, he brought the whole crew with him. We have John with us tonight. Say hello to the people, John.
Hello, people. Hello, Nate. Hello, Charlie.
Hi.
So great to be on. Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. And I'm only doing her last because she's only the second female to make it through the door because Nate forgot to lock the door. We have the one, the only Jacqueline with us tonight. Say hello, Jacqueline.
Hello, people. Hello, Charlie. Hello, Nate. Thanks so much for having us all on. I'm super excited for this.
I have been pumped up for this since me and Hydraberg come up with this little, I don't even know what we came up with here, Hydraberg. We just decided we wanted to collaborate, and the best way we thought was doing Grindhouse movies. So Hydraberg and I had tossed around some ideas back and forth and just kind of landed on Grindhouse because it fit both of the aesthetics of the shows. They doing mostly horror on their podcast. We add a little action, a little horror, and we're coming off of the month of action for us. So I was like, you know what? Let's ease into the horror. Let's bring the horror back. And Death Proof kind of works that way. It's a little bit of action, little suspense, little horror. And so I think it works out well. So before we jump into it, go ahead, John. What's up?
I'm just curious. Do you guys remember if this was released at the same time? Did they do the two movies together when they released it?
It was amazing.
So that was part of why it flopped, was because people left after. I think Death Proof was the first movie. And the credits rolled.
Planet Terror was first.
Oh, Planet Terror. So when that one, after it was over, people left not realizing that a second movie was going to happen. Because I remember this movie being hyped for it, and then it was a surprising flop.
That's just natural selection. Those people that walked out of that theater after should have been beheaded right after.
I agree.
You know what I mean? You know, like if you were dumb enough to get up, come on, it's a Rodriguez and Tarantino double feature. It says it right before the film.
It was on the movie posters. It was everywhere. It was like
it was
two
in the trailers
movies.
too. Like you knew what you're getting yourself into. I don't know
It's
how.
one of the
but
best
I think
theatrical experiences I've ever had in my life.
I regret not seeing this one in theaters.
I did. I watched it in theaters in Columbus, as a matter of fact, whenever it was out. So yeah, I love this movie. I mean, movies, but I treat it as one just big, experience.
Exactly. It also, right?
One of the things I remember about when I saw it in the theater is the marketing, at least the marketing that I saw, made it sound like each movie was about an hour long, and they would add up to about a 2-hour and change movie. And I remember being surprised in the theater because I think they were both about an hour 30, about an hour 4 each.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe some people were unprepared for that length. Maybe not that they didn't realize there was a second movie, but they were just like, ugh, this is too long. I gotta bounce.
I can definitely attest to that.
Say nonetheless, I agree with you, Heidelberg. It's one of the best theater experiences of my life, and it's been 15 years, and I still remember it vividly.
I remember we saw like an 11:30 showing
Oh, dang.
at a big cinema on like a Friday night, and we were
I
there
would have
till,
fell
like,
asleep.
2:33 in the morning, and it felt like the kind of theater experience where we should have been able to smoke cigarettes in the theater and drink beer like
Yes.
that,
Right.
and have an intermission. Like that's how it felt. It just felt like so different than what I've seen. in
I
the
wish
theater.
I could have seen it like at a drive-through or something.
Oh,
drive-in.
Yeah,
One of those
definitely.
Drive to,
old
let me get a
school
venti latte,
experiences.
and I'm just gonna keep watching Grindhouse.
That's right. I'm gonna grab my Starbucks as I go and watch my Grindhouse movie. It totally works. All right. Well, as we talk about the experience we had with it, let's go ahead and hit the trailer real fast, and we will jump right back into it.
Have you been following us?
You saw my car, I saw your legs. Now look, I ain't stalking y'all, but I didn't say I wasn't a wolf.
He's got charm.
Is there anybody in this place you could vouch for to give me a ride home?
Fair lady, your chariot awaits.
He's got style.
Do I frighten you? Is it my scar?
It's your car.
And he's got a set of wheels.
Is it safe?
Oh, it's better than safe. It's death-proof.
To die for.
Well, Pam, which way you going? Left or right?
Right.
Ah, that's too bad.
Why?
Well, because it was a 50-50 shot on whether you'd be going left or right. But since you're going the other way, I'm afraid you're gonna have to start getting scared immediately.
From Quentin Tarantino, the director of Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and Kill Bill, comes Death Proof.
This car is 100% death-proof. Only to get the benefit of it, honey, you really need to be sitting in my seat.
If he likes the way you move, then he decides
Oh, I gotta catch me my other girlfriend.
the way you die. His method is brutal. His weapon is speed. But his latest targets are about to fight back.
Let's kill this bastard.
You know Octane lets you go.
Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof.
Ladies, that was fun.
A Grindhouse feature.
So that's the trailer. It definitely a Grindhouse kind of feel to it. I love the fact that they picked Kurt Russell to be in this movie. He's one of my favorites from back in the 80s. I grew up with, I remember him in Disney movies all the way up into when I started watching action movies. He will forever be Snake Plissken. But man, playing this character of Stuntman Mike, and to find out he wasn't Tarantino's first choice, which was very weird to read, that there was almost like 5 or 6 other people ahead of him. He wanted Mickey Rourke. That's who he pretty much had in his head. Mickey Rourke was supposed to be Stuntman Mike. They were talking. Agents got involved, and agents decided that because Tarantino wanted him so bad, he would pay more. And Tarantino went, nope, I will look elsewhere. He tried to reach out to Travolta.
Yeah, I heard Slice Stallone was actually up for this part too.
He was tapped. There was probably about 3 or 4 other big name actors that were tapped for, and finally, and I hate the way it was said in the article I was reading, where he settled on Kurt Russell. Like, you don't settle on Kurt Russell.
Yeah, seriously, not with that hair.
You were graced with Kurt Russell as stuntman.
I could see Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Mickey Rourke would have been fine, but Charlie, you also brought up that you love Snake Plissken. I love Snake Plissken too, but I think us as horror fans, I'm saying Jacqueline, Heisenberg, and myself, we love him as what was his name in The Thing? You know,
McCready.
McCready.
Yeah,
That's what I think of.
I mean, it's just like this guy can, like you said, he can do no wrong in any role that he's in. He, for shit's sake, he played Santa Claus like recently in the past couple of years.
I love the Santa Claus Chronicles. This is great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so here's why I think Mickey Rourke would have been a less good choice than Kurt Russell.
Same.
I think that Kurt Russell has the ability to appeal to people on different levels, and I think he can play different facets of a character. Like, he can be menacing, and God knows he's menacing at different points in Death Proof, but he can but he's also really handsome and can be really charming, like those blue eyes and the dimple, the gorgeous hair. Like, he's a gorgeous man. Mickey Rourke, I don't know that he can do that like boyish charm thing. Like, he could definitely do the menacing. I just don't know that he could pull off the charm aspect as well, which is crucial for this role to kind of attract these ladies in the first half of the movie, you know, or at least to like come off as relatively harmless to them.
Yeah, he puts them at ease.
If it was 90s Mickey Rourke, I feel like he'd been able to pull off the charm.
Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man version of
exactly.
Mickey Rourke.
Oh yeah,
totally would have fit. Totally.
Yeah, 9.5 weeks. I mean, the one thing about him, he went into the boxing arena. You know, he quit acting for a little while, and he got his face all messed up because, you know, it broke an orbital bone, so he got a bunch of plastic surgery. So he looks almost like a caricature of himself.
Yeah.
And then him playing Marv in the Sin City movies, it was just like, okay, that's kind of a fitting role for him. Just a menacing kind of.
That's where I think it got in Tarantino's head after that, because that was maybe before this, that maybe I'll reuse him for my stuntman Mike.
Yeah, right. That makes sense then.
Because on the set of there, I could see that's probably where maybe like this movie was spawned, because Tarantino helped work on a scene or two on Grindhouse. I mean, on Sin City.
I think he even helped do the initial test pilot.
Yeah, and
that
so like,
sold it. Yeah, so Tarantino was.
I think doing that with Rodriguez and then getting that, you know, that was successful. I think that gave Miramax the idea, like, you know what? Yeah, let's put out this Grindhouse movie you guys have been pitching to us. Which, like you said, it didn't really recoup its money back in the theater. It recouped like just about its money back, but it didn't.
But still, there was a ton of marketing involved.
There was. I was working at Spencer's Gifts at the time, and it was just during when they were starting to get rid of the action figures. Like, they were phasing those out at the store, but we still got the Planet Terror figures. I regret not getting those back in the day.
Yeah, they're expensive right now. Yeah,
that makes sense. That's how it always goes in my life.
Yeah,
I have a virus figure if you want it. You know,
I was, you know, no.
That's why.
Did the Planet Terror figures come with like extra green goop? Some of that Nickelodeon ooze or something?
Does Tarantino's nuts fall off the action figure too?
No, you have to listen to a cut above to find out.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
So I forgot when did Pulp Fiction come out? It was
94.
No, it wasn't that early. Was it?
Yes,
it was. It was.
Oh, was it? Oh shit.
Yeah. Reservoir Dogs was like 92, I think. Or...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just talked about it on our Speed episode because it came out the same year Speed came out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
Both these directors kind of had carte blanche at this moment, though. They were both like really high.
They were untouchable. Yeah. There was no reason not to back this. But I think the issue that has happened is I think this would have worked better now than it did when it came out. Like, people just didn't understand it, weren't ready for it. Like, right now, nostalgia's an even heavier drug going on right now. You know, it's everywhere. Everything's getting rebooted. Everybody's living in the past, you know, reliving their childhood, stuff like that. So if you brought out a Grindhouse movie now, that's when it should have happened. The problem is now that we've already done it and it showed that it failed. I don't know if any studio other than an independent would even attempt.
I kind of hope they just re-release this thing. Put it
I
back
think they
out
should.
put it out in drive-ins.
Yeah,
I don't know how we don't have a 4K release of the double feature, because I was shocked the other day when
Finding the double
Heidelberg
feature is
said
hard enough.
that there was a Blu-ray release. I was like, I don't recall that at all.
Yeah.
I have it. It was Best Buy. When I saw it, I grabbed it up, and I didn't know it was rare until now.
I could see this eventually getting re-released, but because of how little money it made, I don't know if it's had a cult following since or not. I feel like not many people talk about Death Proof or Planet Terror, but I don't know.
I don't know what circles
my area.
The other issue that's going on with re-releases, though, is look who the studio that owns it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Miramax.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, everything is in limbo, especially if Tarantino wants it back or Rodriguez wants it back. You know,
It's going to be the same situation that Kevin Smith has.
Kevin Smith with Dogma. Exactly.
Harvey Weinstein's going to want the money, and it's going to be like, no.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the way these were filmed, it felt like a women empowerment movie. Even though the Weinsteins were attached to this, it just even both movies, you know, and obviously we're talking about Death Proof. It was so well crafted.
I don't think the Weinsteins had much to do with this. I think because it's Rodriguez and Tarantino, those are their two big guys.
They're allowed to.
Well,
they were allowed to do, like, you could kind of tell, like, there was no.
Yeah, they were probably allowed to do whatever they want.
Right. But the only thing that you saw in this movie, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of nudity, was there?
There's no nudity.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of women's feet because
I was gonna
Tarantino
say,
has a
he
has
probably
a
the most like foot fetish.
The opening itself has feet in it.
There's a lot of feet and legs too.
I was gonna say it's foot, feet, and legs in
I
this
have a
entire
Tarantino foot story that I'm not involved with, but I know about it.
Sure, Nate. Go
Oh,
ahead.
do tell.
Yeah, at Hot Topic, the year I got promoted to manager was the year they stopped flying all the managers nationwide out to Hollywood.
Damn.
So they used to do that. And of course, the year I got promoted, they stopped doing that because that's when 2010, 2011, something like that, you know, when the economy was not doing good.
Yeah.
The old 08 bubble. Yeah.
Previous, though, they would fly them out. You get to attend like concerts. They used to attend the horror awards. You know, you did management training, but then you also got to, you know, live it up a little bit. One of the years they went to the horror awards, and Tarantino was sitting in front of one of the store managers and started reaching behind him to try to like touch her feet.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yep. That is the story that went around of like, that is what Tarantino would do back in the day.
Wow.
So he likes women's feet.
He really likes women's feet, from my understanding.
Nope. Don't kink shame.
Nope.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, we don't kink shame, but
we don't
like,
kink
that's
shame,
weird.
But there should be consent involved.
yeah, that's exactly it. You gotta
absolutely.
have consent.
But at the same time, I'm sort of like, well, I mean, what if the man was reaching for my feet? It's Quentin Tarantino.
I know, I'd let it happen. I'm like, hey,
I don't know.
touch these hobbit feet, sir.
I think women's Phil's legs are lovely, and I can relate to his appreciation of those things.
I like a good set of yams as myself, Jackman.
And you, Heidelberg. Like, consent is necessary.
Right. But it was that kind of aesthetic in this movie. As I was watching this with Jackie last night, and because I was like, "You want to watch Death Proof?" And she's like, "Sure." You know, sounds like a horror movie. And we start watching it, and it's that opening segment with Jungle Julia, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I should have watched this." I said, "Nah, there's no nudity in this." And she just looks at me like, "A movie like this has no?" It's like, "No nudity, none whatsoever." I said, "There's going to be a lot of butt shots though, and a lot of feet shots, and sweaty legs." I was like, "But just
hips,
yeah, so, just stick with it though." And about halfway through, before the first big shocker scene in this movie, she just looks at me. She goes, this isn't an action or a horror movie. Why are you watching this?" And I was like, just wait. Just wait. And it was as soon as that segment with the car crash happened, she's like, "Oh, I am in." And by the end of the movie, she was like, "I love this movie. This was fantastic."
Yeah, it changes after the car crash. And there's
it changes during the car crash. You get those different perspectives, you know. It's like that. You know, when Kurt Russell's fantastic. Like racing, and you know, it's like 4 or 5 different shots of like everybody dying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Instead of just a giant car crash and show the aftermath. I love his thought process of, I want to show every single death.
From the moment that the lights come on in the Nova.
Pops that headlight switch on.
Yeah.
I adore every shot. And I was just telling Jackie, and I went, don't don't take your eyes off the screen. I was like, and every time she would go, oh my God, I was like, just wait. Oh my God. I said, just wait. And then it would did the final one. And she's like, oh my God. I was like, yeah.
I'm a sucker for Vanessa Ferlito too. And I was like, oh, felt so
And
bad.
she got it the worst.
She got so bad.
We were
I mean,
we
Jungle
were
Julia
watching,
got it pretty bad too.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, the leg getting sheared off. The driver actually she died, but she got out with the least amount of damage. The one chick goes flying out the windshield onto the road, which
was
is
that
also
George Matt or was that Rose McGowan?
That was Shauna.
That was Shauna in the back seat.
I'm sorry.
Shanna Banana.
Banana. Yeah. That was Shanna flying out because she was turning up the radio and she
was leaned forward.
Yeah, she flew out. Pam stays in the car because she's in the death-proof box. Well, not the death-proof box.
No, she's not.
She's on the side.
She's already dead.
Yeah, you gotta be in the driver's seat for it to be death-proof.
To get the full benefit of
whenever I see someone's leg dangling out, that's when I picture, like, I'm just like, oh God, that's gonna get chopped off if it's a wreck. Please just stop doing that, everyone.
Oh, dude, we're watching this on Tubi last night because it was just easy, and it was probably I have the DVD version, so I was like, well, it'll be better cut. One of the commercials was a Jeep commercial with a girl on her feet, with her feet on the dash.
Come on,
I'm not even kidding, and I just went, that is not the right commercial to have on during this movie.
No,
that's the perfect commercial.
Jackie didn't understand until afterwards, and I said, now you understand why I said that about the Jeep girl with both feet on the dash as they're off-roading. I was like, oh, either that was planned or not planned. Either way, I was happy.
So
it was good.
I have a question for Jacqueline, being that she is the only female in the group right now, and you are a big Tarantino fan. Yeah, I'm just curious. So, like, I really like the dialogue between the ladies in the beginning. It makes me laugh, and I really like it. I think it's genuine. But like I said, like I'm coming from a man's perspective. I just wondered how you like the dialogue in the beginning and how it rings. Does it ring true with you in Tarantino films? And then my second question is more of, Charlie, you mentioned it earlier. A lot of these shots in this movie, and it rings true in a lot of Tarantino films, and it doesn't bother me, but I'm a man. They come from the male gaze a lot when they're viewing the woman. Not all the time, but like in this film especially. But this film is we're playing on the sexuality of these women and how they affect a man, say, stuntman Mike or whatever, or just like their independence and like how free spirited they are and they're out on the town, they're drinking. But I just noticed from this film especially, there are a lot of shots on the butt, on the waist, and I just wondered, like, does that bother a woman when she's watching it? Or, like, I know you're a Tarantino fan, so I think, for me, I think it's a stylistic choice, and I understand it. And he probably knows he's going to get ridiculed for it anyway, but it's just, like, the way he likes to view a woman's figure in certain scenes because there's sexuality involved already in the scene. But I just was curious on both those, whether how much the female stuff really rings true for you and the male-driven stuff.
I appreciate you asking those questions because I have answers. Thoughts. First of all, regarding the dialogue, I would say that the spirit of their dialogue rings very true to me, actually. I would say that the exact nature of the dialogue is sort of like an amplified version of my experience in, like, talking and hanging out with my friends. Like, it's like the same kind of content and general attitude and spirit, but I will say, like, I can only wish I were like that cool and snappy,
Yeah, it's got that Tarantino vibe.
Yeah, like kind of a like an idealized version, or like I said, amplified or augmented version. So it's like I would aspire to that quality of dialogue in my like social interactions with women, but generally the spirit is true. And particularly in the first half of the film, when things are pretty relaxed, they're just having like a fun night out, they're getting ready for their weekend. A little bit less so in the second half, because even before the shit goes down, like they're on kind of a mission, like something out of the ordinary is happening. They're planning this, like, pulling one over on this guy who's selling the car. But in the first half, these women, it's like, it's the same kind of shit that women really talk about. Like, we're talking about boys, we just want to like hang out with our friends and chat, maybe flirt with a cute boy, put on some music on the jukebox, have a drink, maybe dance to a song that we like. The only thing that didn't ring true to me is like we would be scarfing down those nachos too, not just Stuntman Mike. Like I want those.
Those nachos look good. I'll give
Don't
it that.
Dude, those look like some of the best cinematic nachos I've ever seen.
I'm telling you, man.
He is
I hope
housey.
I hope that was from like craft services and they just like
Dude, there's
put
like
some
white
nachos.
queso on those things.
I
You
know,
can
man.
see it on his face.
Stretchy cheese, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Dude.
I will say, based on what Jacqueline was saying, what I find myself in this movie is okay. Like Heidelberg said, we see the girls a lot of shots of the butt, a lot of shots. I kind of attribute that to where we're seeing the girls as Stuntman Mike sees them. You know what he would focus on, objectifying. But the talk, I always find myself intrigued by the conversation because I love the dialogue in this movie. I know a lot of people bitch about it, too much talking. What it's nothing. It's too much talking. Let's get to the shit. I like some good dialogue if it's done well, and Tarantino does it well. And this to me was what every guy when you were growing up going, what do girls talk about at sleepovers? You know, what do girls talk about when they get together?
Well, it's like South Park where, you know, if they start lezzing out, just go with it, Butters.
Right, yeah. Just think, you know, got to get the thing, the fortune teller.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board. They do that as well.
Yeah.
I think you're right, though. I think the dialogue does ring mostly for me. It seems true. Like you said, it's exaggerated a little bit.
Yeah, it's stylized. It's very, you know, they're way more articulate than anyone I've ever met in my life.
I think I've heard that complaint a lot that the pacing's slow in the beginning, and I understand that it's one of my small gripes is that the pacing is a little uneven in this film, but I think it's for good measure because the time that we spend with this small group in the beginning with mostly just dialogue and setup, it's all character driven, and I like it. We get bonded to these girls fairly shortly, and then when the accident finally happens, the impact of it would never hit if you didn't have that build up with these girls. Like
if that was just the opening scene of the movie, it would have not worked.
Yeah, it would.
Like for me, the first hour of the movie, because this movie feels like two movies in one. The first hour and the second hour.
Totally.
I much rather prefer the first hour over the second hour. Really? Minus the last 15 minutes. Like
I love the second hour.
Now the second hour, I only enjoy the stunt. Like I don't care about those characters like I do about
I love those
characters we get introduced to in the first hour. And like what really bothers me is the first hour is shot like a grindhouse. It has the actual tears that like he went in with a razor to fill into the film itself. Like
he
has that natural aesthetic.
And
then the second part, it's black and white and then it's digital. I'm like, why? Why'd you do that? I don't understand that decision making there.
It starts out black and white.
Starts out black and white, but introducing the new characters.
Clean.
Yeah, second part's way too clean. It has phenomenal stunt work. Phenomenal, you know.
I gotta disagree. I love the characters in the second half.
See, like
I love them more than the first half, even though we spend more time with the first half.
But I would have much rather the movie just end after the first half. Like,
oh no,
like that's where I would have rather had it. Yeah.
Oh no.
Comeuppance. Can I talk real quick about something Charlie said a minute ago? Charlie, no, this is good. Charlie, I really appreciate what you said a couple minutes ago about enjoying the dialogue between the women, particularly in the first half. Because I'm gonna say something a little controversial here. A lot of people really hate this movie. A lot of Tarantino fans really hate this movie, which baffles me.
Yeah, it does me too.
It's the weakest Tarantino movie for myself.
But
personally.
That's still a good movie.
It's better than most. That's for sure.
It's technically Tarantino's least favorite, but he still loves it. Yeah. So if one has to be at the bottom, he calls it this one, but it's not a bad movie.
It's the Rocky V of Tarantino movies.
Don't you dare.
Well, the Rocky 9, because he's going to make one more movie, so we'll see.
That's all right. Go ahead, Jacqueline.
So I hear a lot of people, you know, at the time I heard this, and I still hear it to this day, people don't like it, or I feel like it's often just overlooked. Like even sometimes Tarantino fans haven't seen it because it's part of this whole other thing. It wasn't
so well made
thing. But the most common complaint that I hear, and I feel like I heard this more back when it was first released, because I think it's not so politically correct to say it now, but I think what I heard what I hear the most is people say,
diversity.
"Oh, it's really boring. I don't want to just hear these women yak for 2 hours."
Oh, I love it.
And to me, I find that to be pretty misogynistic.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Especially consider that like most of the all-time, like the films that are considered like all-time great films, like what are I almost just said a bad word. What are they but men like yakking to each other? And I can appreciate a good film even if it's just men talking so-called man talk to each other. And I find it offensive if people overlook this movie or criticize it just because they don't want to hear women talk to each other. That really pisses me off. And to this day, so here's the controversial part. To this day, if somebody tells me that they don't like this movie, even if they say it's for some other reason,
yeah, Nate, you listening?
Suspects that it's like a misogynistic thing, like that they just don't want to hear women talk. And so I'm a little suspicious of you if you say that you think this.
No, see, my thing is though, like I enjoy so much when Kurt Russell gets shot that he starts crying. Because like every serial killer deep down is just a weak bald person. Like they're nothing. And to see him have that breakdown and to have that, oh God, why? Like
because he never thought they would fight back the way they did.
Yeah, like it's just he's a coward.
It totally took him off guard.
For me, it's nothing with that. It's just how tonally different the first half and the second half is.
But that's what I love.
Minus the amazing stunt work and like the cars. And how it's shot, everything about that is gorgeous. I just feel like I got two separate movies.
Well,
and like it took me, like I saw Planet Terror in 2007. I didn't see Death Proof till I moved to Columbus in 2014. Because I heard everyone talk about how bad it was.
Rodriguez's fault.
So like no, it was just everyone kept talking about how bad Death Proof was, and when I finally moved, I was like, I haven't seen that yet. I finally need to like give that one a watch. And like I remember, like, this is my second time ever watching it. Everything I still remember, you know, I remember the leg, I remember the tire hitting the face, the incredible stunt work. So, like, it is impactful. Like, it is at least stuck with me after not seeing it for this long, you know?
Yeah. John, go ahead, bro.
But the one thing I want to say is that the conversations were very similar on the, and like you said, Nate, there's like a first act and a second act. But the conversations are the same, you know, exactly the way guys talk is exactly how women talk. I mean, it's just like,
you get a little bit more of that with the second group too, because two of the ladies are gearheads.
Exactly right.
Well, I like that one is a stunt woman because now we have an equal driver.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, both of them are. But one being like the driver, so now we have an equal driver.
Sure.
Next to Stuntman.
I love the second group. I love them more than the first group.
I love the conversation that they had as they were driving, and every time they saw Jungle Julia on the billboard, they'd go woo. But they were talking about like, yeah, I didn't want to do that with this guy, and you know, he was okay, whatever. You know, that's the way guys talk too. And
no, I
just enjoyed that first group so much more because of like how they talk and how they like even blow off Stuntman Mike. And then you got Rose McGowan who like doesn't like that group of girls because she went to high school with one of them. Like, you got so much story with all
on purpose to give you contrast, so that way when we're introduced to our second group, we see that these ladies are not to be fucked with. They're not the same type of ladies that we got in the first.
But they're all about.
They're all good.
They're
a separate group of women, and they're a different type of women, and their group dynamic is different.
Understood.
Similar, dynamic, diverse. You know, we got women of color. We have all these different types of women, just mixing it up. But
that's not my point. My point is that they all talk the same. Guys and girls talk the same, differently about sex, but it's almost like on an equal level. It was like,
true.
No,
the cadence is different with the second group as it is to the first group.
Well, what we end up with is in the second group, which I'm with you guys. I love the second group because one, I am a huge fan of Zoe Bell. She has been in most of Tarantino's later movies.
She's the bride.
She's the stunt woman. She was in Django Unchained. She was one of the bandit. No, I don't want to say bandits. The people that had the dogs that would go out after the slaves. She always wore a bandana. She wore the skirt. That was Zoe Bell the whole time.
Oh, was it really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was so happy that he put her in here. he offered her a stunt double, and she went, well, let me ask you this. If you had to put another actress in here, who'd be doing the stunts?
Me.
And he's like, oh, yeah, you. She
Yeah.
goes, I'm doing my own stunts.
I heard that he actually had to tell her during certain scenes she would put her face down out of camera.
Yeah.
So that way, because that's what she's used to
She's
doing.
used
Probably
to it.
habit.
Playing
Yeah.
some other actress, and she's
Right.
trying to keep her face from being seen. And he
Right.
said, "I love what you're doing, but you gotta reverse it. You
Yeah.
gotta build backwards.
You need to
can't do that
always have
anymore."
the camera in
Yeah, you are
view.
the actress right now. So I
And
can see you.
there's some insane stunts that even as I watch it again, I'm just like,
There are
how'd she
moments
not
where she's
fall off
not
the
holding
car?
on to anything.
Yeah.
I don't think it's CGI at all. It's
No,
So she has
no.
she has
No,
no
all just-
there's no harness,
Dude.
nothing. That's her
I don't
on
know
the hood.
how
It's
they pulled it
amazing.
off. It's
I
mind
love
blowing.
the fact that it was so meta that it was her. Her name was Zoe Bell. I mean, she didn't
Yep.
change her name
She
for the
just played
movie.
herself.
And-
Yeah, they have her playing
and-
herself.
exactly.
And I love that, like, when she grabs that pipe after, you
Mhm.
know, they decide
And
to
then
chase
rides
back.
the car.
And I do love the final shot in this movie where they all celebrate after beating his ass down. It's a brilliant final shot. And then to
It
have the
was.
credits just to
And
see
then-
that Rosario Dawson, like, high
Change
kick.
his face
All
in.
that like kicking up her leg and
Yeah,
bam.
I don't know how any human can make their leg go that high up and then come down, but it's impressive. And I get why Daredevil, you know, didn't.
All right,
fuck
yo,
her.
I gotta say,
I thought it was the funniest when she jumps out of the bushes and she goes, "I'm okay."
Yeah,
I
definitely.
crack up every
which
time.
they
and ju-
thought she might do anyway, because like they literally don't even pay attention to the bushes yet. They're just getting. They're like,
oh, they're all in
The
shock.
crying.
So
yeah,
she's
they
already,
know
she's
Zoe's
already,
in the
Oh,
bushes.
so
the
she's
intensity
shotting
on-
the everything has happened at this point. And
She
so
jumps up,
so
"I'm
much
okay."
is going on. And it, even as a viewer, because again, I'm watching this with Jackie and this first time she's seen it. She's also into this. And then Zoe pops up, Jackie busts out laughing. Like it totally caught her off guard. I laugh because I know it's about to happen.
Mhm.
She is like, it's a relief and a laugh at the same time, going, "Oh, she's okay," and starts laughing. And I'm like, I said, this is why I love her in this movie.
I
Well,
almost think
they're
like
so
with the contrast of the groups, we spent a lot of time with the first group to show them as victims and get us like in their seat when they finally die. We're like, oh
Yeah.
shit. With the second group, I feel like we can just quickly jump in and we get their dynamic. We get that restaurant scene, which is masterfully shot, and it also reminds me of Reservoir Dogs when they're at the diner. Yeah, and it's just like the way it's shot. It's just like we get everybody's like kind of personality traits and like what they add to the group and like their dynamic, and it just works for me. Kim and Zoe have a different dynamic than the rest of the group because they're stunt people and they're stupid,
Right.
And like and it's stupid in the sense like they're willing to risk their lives to do these crazy things, but they
Well,
love
it's
it.
like he did this weird thing that really could have come off almost misogynistic even with women. Was he toughened up the second set of girls, and only really two of them. Rosario ends up toughened up by the end of the chase, but you have they literally go, oh, we're gearheads. Of course we watched Vanishing Point. You know, we do all this rough and tumble stuff just like the guys do, you know. So they could have easily just been like, oh, we have to be tough to beat Stuntman Mike. But because they have Rosario with them throughout the chase, they do leave Mary Elizabeth Winstead behind, which we'll talk about her.
They do.
Later.
I get so bummed out that she gets left behind.
But because now the first group of women were drunk, high, you know, not very strong as far as what Zoe and Kim, I think it is, that they're portrayed as in the movie. So you kind of feel like they're a little bit weaker, which is why Stuntman Mike targeted them.
They're still like socially aware to like avoid this guy though. So like they're strong in the sense of knowing
to
this
a
person
degree,
is not to be
eyes,
trusted.
they're all weak, right? Because that's how he views.
Right. And honestly, they talk about that because he looks at, you know, whenever he's talking to her Butterfly and he's like, do I scare you? And she's like, no, it's
Does
your
my
car.
car scare you? It's
Yeah.
the car.
So it's not even really that they're scared of him. It's scared of the car and stuff.
And the
like
way
that.
the way that Tarantino frames the car, most times it's seen as an entity.
It looks like Christine.
It's
Yeah.
another
It
character in the
Like
movie.
the lights burn on in the parking lot in that one scene, and then they go on, and then there's the car, and then like Arlene is startled from that.
Right. And
Also-
you got, you know, I think there's one big thing that people that shit on this movie, forget. And something that needs to be reminded of everyone that watches this, it's a Grindhouse movie.
Exactly.
Grindhouse movies were not perfect movies. They were cheap budgets. There was a lot of talking, because what does talking do? Fill up time so they can put it on a movie screen.
And doesn't cost money.
So you save your money for the big
film. How do you not like
but
the
that's one of the weird things. This movie had a budget of like $30 million.
But I don't want to see that. I don't want to see $30 million on the screen. I want to see Grindhouse.
$30 million.
Was it Grindhouse total that had 30 million?
Yeah,
not just this. Okay.
Death Proof.
Rodriguez definitely went through a big amount of that. I mean, honestly,
The Terror is a bigger movie, but this has a lot more stunt work.
Yeah,
but that's where, like, with that first half feels so Grindhousey, and I wish I could have seen like a making of to understand why we went with the black and white to digital transition. Because what I liked about the first half, in my notes, I was like, is this a modern, like, is this 2007 or is it the 70s at first?
Well, they're using cell phones.
And then once they brought out the cell phone, it's like, okay, it's 2007 for sure.
It's a modern Grindhouse film, so there are moments where the film grain's there. But I'm with you, Nate, on that. I do think aesthetically, this film could have been grimier.
Like, if he could have left it being grindy through the second half, it would have fit. Instead, it doesn't feel like it fits, and I don't know why that bothers me so much.
I have a question. What if the film quality had been more grainy in that second half? But
that's what I would have preferred.
But then
that's what I would have preferred.
Wouldn't that have felt like it didn't fit? Like
it doesn't. Then, like, there's also that part where it's like, would it have made sense for this movie to take place in the 70s and him being like what Brad Pitt's character was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he's an active stuntman. But I like that this is a former stuntman who cannot get past his former glory, you know?
Well,
I don't think so, because the idea of this film is entirely, with Planet Terror also, is that it's a modern take on a Grindhouse genre. So we're doing modern times,
right? So if it's
a Grindhouse,
this probably would have flopped even harder had they actually tried to set it in the 70s. They needed something to like latch the current audience to. We have cell phones. When he starts talking about, I was in the Virginian, I was in all the, and he's like, you guys have no idea the shows I'm talking about. That was like Nate, do you know what the Virginian is?
We're talking
not
about
a clue.
Exactly.
I figured he was making that.
I had never
stuff
heard
up.
of Vanishing
No,
Point.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell was actually a stunt double in the Virginian, which is
Are
why
you kidding me?
Really?
He really was when he was younger. Yep. He was actually a stunt double.
To me, like, with the way that Tarantino writes, you could tell, though, in his head, stuntman Mike has this entire biography.
Oh yeah.
That, like, Tarantino probably has in his notes of
he's like
all
Leonardo
the stunts
DiCaprio's
he's
character
done.
from
Exactly. Like, he just announced that Leonardo DiCaprio's character died or something like that.
As if he's a real guy.
Yeah. Like, and you can tell that with all the ladies in this as well. Like, I love that it doesn't tell you; it just shows you what they do.
That's good writing, because you need to know what your characters are about. You can't just go, Susie walks into bar, meets strange-looking guy with scar on face.
Mm-hmm.
Pam has a whole backstory that we even get a little touch of. I went to high school with these girls. They're bitchy, they're catty. We don't like each other.
We're
all
led
this
to
other
not
shit.
like her, but we end up kind of. I feel for Pam when she died.
The fear in her eyes.
Yeah,
that is some of the best.
When he closes the door behind her, it's like he's sealing her doom.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's the shutting the coffin.
The door is heavy, right? It's an old muscle car. They're heavy cars.
It's a Nova.
Just the way it hits when
he also but he
Yeah.
also breaks the fourth wall of looking at the camera. And
I love that scene. Drive away, finishes
One of the best
cigarette, tosses it, smirks at camera, and then gets in his ride.
That is something. That is something Burt Reynolds used to do in his movies.
Yeah,
he would always
that's
break
kind of thing.
that fourth wall. Which was another thing I love, and this goes back to an episode Nate and I it was last week's episode. You guys haven't heard it yet, but our Megaforce, which was directed by Hal Needham. Hal Needham also directed movies like Cannonball Run, Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah,
all those movies are being referenced in this movie during all of that with Stuntman Mike. And I was just like, none of that was planned. I was just like, oh, I love this. I love how it just kind of, we go from one thing right into another.
I'm
it still has the same
fascinated by
feel.
Stuntman Mike's character. I think he's an amazing.
I would love a backstory.
Yes,
he's a prick. He's a prick. He's misogynist. He's got horrible kinks. I don't want to. promote that. But
So
his character alone, just anytime he's on screen.
They deleted a scene that Tarantino decided that wasn't necessary because it's explained later. There is actually a point after the car accident when he's flipped upside down that he's actually masturbating.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm glad
I never.
And the reason Tarantino cut it is because they have the sheriff in the hospital saying, well, it's just, one of my theories is it's just the type of guy that just can't get his rocks off until, that all them souls left at the exact moment.
Yeah, which I took more as in he went home and did his business after.
No,
with
it
the memory
was
of what happened.
It was supposed to be like right then is when he did it, but they cut it.
But then they would find all that jizz on the crime scene. It's gross.
Oh, it'd be terrible. Now, what I do love is Michael Parks acting. Michael Parks does, you know, and then even like that Grindhouse feel, you see them like exit a hallway and they enter through the same exact door.
Same door.
Here, that
it's
they're
also
going through a long corridor.
He's the
in
same
the hospital.
character from Dusk Till Dawn and Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Now,
well, that's also the same hospital for Planet Terror.
That was gonna be my next question because that nurse.
Connected.
No, it's
Spoiler.
Yeah, sorry, spoiler.
The nurse is his daughter.
Nurse is his daughter.
Yeah.
And the twins from Planet Terror go into the
twins
bar.
go-
The
they do
babysitter
go in the
twins
bar.
go in the bar. But yeah, so they're not supposed to be exactly those characters, but it's close enough where they're kind of doing a nod.
No way.
Which is great because
Yeah,
as
but
we're
when,
doing
we see Nurse
same
Block, that's
universe.
Nurse Block, bro.
Yeah.
He calls her Nurse Block.
Oh, it's called- I thought it was
Dr.
blonde.
Block. So like, yeah, that's her.
Oh, I
She has
figured,
the three needles.
But
Death
here's the
Proof happens first, and then Planet Terror happens shortly after.
Right.
Yep.
But here's
Could
the
be.
thing. Here's the thing I love about Tarantino movies is that he created the multiverse before like Marvel did. Right.
Yeah, he did with his movies. Yeah. Well, Kevin Smith did similar things too. with his
Yeah,
films.
because Kevin Smith's whole thing was like make it like a comic book. These characters appear
Continuity.
throughout. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Schoonenberger is mentioned, and then somebody's ringtone is that whistling from Kill Bill with the
The Acuna Boys. The Acuna
Exactly.
Boys is a restaurant, which are they're from Kill Bill.
Well, it's also one of the commercials they played during the double feature for the restaurant.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that. Like whoever watched it at the theater, so you saw these like double features. Did they play all the trailers?
Yep.
Yeah,
The
it plays
only
just the way it does. So Machete trailer plays first, introduces the film in general, and then the double feature Grindhouse starts.
Yep.
Then Planet Terror plays. Then after Planet Terror is all the rest of the fake trailers. The one that I never saw as an American film goer was the hobo with the shotgun.
didn't
Yeah,
either.
because that was the Canadian
that's
one
Canadian
only, right?
only, apparently. Right?
So
I
the
never
one-
knew that.
The ones that were in between the film were Thanksgiving,
Don't. Yes.
And Werewolf Women of the SS.
Yeah.
Yes. Rob Zombie directed it, by
Yep.
the way.
This film is a brilliant achievement in motion picture history. Finally, the truth about Hitler's diabolical plans to create a race of superwomen can be told. Werewolf Women of the SS. Welcome to Death Camp 13, home of the Nazis' diabolical plans to create an army of super werewolf soldiers.
This project, its failure, will be your demise and the end of Germany, Bowman.
You have been chosen. Rejoice!
I have found the perfect solution. The she-devils of Belzac.
Can they alone supply the blood needed to save Hitler's mad dreams? Or will the pride of Germany fall into ruin?
This is my project.
We are now in total control of pure wool.
This is an outrage. Silence!
Featuring Udo Kier, Sherry Moon Zombie, Tom Tolles, Sybil Danning, Bill Moseley, and Nicolas Cage as Fu Manchu.
This is my mission!
Women of the SS. Written and directed by Rob Zombie.
Back to this movie.
Yeah, Jacqueline, save us.
I do. So here, I have a problem. I have one problem with some of the dialogue from the first half of this film.
Okay.
I do think that Jungle Julia's dialogue is a little drawn out. It's a little monologue-y. The way she delivers it, she's a cool character. I like her. But whenever she speaks, it's like we're very focused on what she's saying. And
She's a radio DJ.
And drawn out. Yeah, I know. But it's like you're not on the radio right now. You're hanging out with your friends. So, like, you're not Jungle Julia.
John knows.
Yeah. So, like, you're not that person. You can turn it off.
I'm offended.
The way she delivers her lines, I know she's an actress's daughter and she was trying to really, like, I think she kills it. At the same time, there's moments of it where I'm watching recently when I'm just sort of like, okay, I get it. Like, you're the coolest chick in the room. You know what I mean? Like,
But
you got curly hair and, like,
if she isn't, like, we're led to believe she's kind of the leader of the group. She's the one that kind of makes the decisions. But also, we get that moment where she's texting whoever it is, the mystery person on the phone.
Chris
Simonson.
We get this. That's it,
get it
right
but
there.
That doesn't hit for me.
But
that vulnerable text
wouldn't
moment just because of the music vulnerable.
No, her whole demeanor changes.
Because
like, you visibly see it where she is, like, especially whenever he, like, blows.
But we never meet this guy, so we never.
That's the mystery.
There's no actual closure. Like, there's nothing that bridges. I don't know. It doesn't work.
I know she died. She wouldn't be able to meet the dude anyway. So
because she knows the guy already. Like,
she's a ham hock out on the freeway right now.
It just I like her character. I think she's super chill and cool. But there are moments of her dialogue where I'm like, all right, we're really focused on this one.
I was more confused about the new group of girls that walked in. That the one girl ends up being the driver for all of them.
Well, she's the pot. She's the plug. As the kid said.
Now I'm starting to wonder something because
when you buy weed, sometimes you go places with the dealer.
Okay.
The version
like, hey, take a ride with me, and you're like, you're not going to say no because there might be free weed involved. So take a ride.
The version that's on Tubi was an hour and 53 minutes. And apparently the Grindhouse version was an hour and 27 minutes.
Correct.
Yeah, there's an extended cut.
Yeah, like I wonder what was added.
I don't remember. Like, I know the lap dance was added, but
the lap dance is added.
There's a handful
on the
of
Tubi version,
and I've only ever seen it either on streaming or on physical media since, I only saw it in the theater once, and that was 15 years ago.
Right.
So I can't really compare them, but but you're absolutely right. When it was in the theaters, it was a lot shorter. But I think
there was no lap dance scene in the theater.
That was she
cut it out
ready.
like a missing reel.
Yeah, the missing reel. She, like, you see her. He's sitting in the chair.
He says, "Go get ready."
Coming towards him, and it cuts.
Yeah, and you're like, God, come on.
Then on the Tubi version, it's there again.
That's what I saw.
Yeah, it's there.
So,
well, the
shot.
Tubi still cuts, but it's almost at the end of the dance.
Yeah.
And then it cuts from the dance to them outside. So there's a whole interaction afterwards that they go out. But in the theater,
interesting.
We didn't get any of the lap dance.
Eli Roth's character is so grimy in this. Like, he's such a misogynistic. Like,
he's a slimy dude.
Yeah,
I just feel like he's grimy.
Well, though. He plays it really well.
No, you can't say that about the Jew.
No, something about him.
When they're talking about, like,
beat your ass with that bat.
Right, man.
When they're talking about Summer and Mike, though, and, like, they're like, yo, check this dude out. And he's going to town on those nachos. And he's like, maybe he cut himself stepping out of his time machine. I laughed my ass off when he said that.
It's like, look at DJ and the bear over there. Yeah, we never find out where the scar came. No one.
It looks great though.
It's really only Eli that even talks about the scar. Even the girls don't bring it up.
Well, he brings
they ask, is he legit?
Well, Mike brings it up when he goes, is it your car? And she goes, no, car.
It's your car.
Yeah, it's the car. And I know a lot of people were like, when the sheriff is talking, he goes, "Oh, Frankenstein," in there in regards to his scar. I attribute that to Death Race 2000, where Frankenstein would wreck his car at the end with David Carradine from Kill Bill.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, that has
influence on Tarantino.
I was gonna say that has to be not Frankenstein monster. That has to be Death Race 2000.
Yeah, that's a cool pull. I like that. Yeah. I like that. And
it's a car.
I love that little bit of dialogue with Michael Parks in the hospital.
I enjoy that. It's a nice little. It kind of explains things instead of just cutting from the car wreck to the girls out. Now I'm gonna defend the second part because the first part, it's Tarantino is going, this is my one time to make a Grindhouse movie, and he is a wealth of knowledge of every probably Grindhouse movie there is.
Yeah,
so
he wants to do like a race movie. Which
and he starts it off as kind of those slashery, slimy, exploitive Grindhouse at the beginning. Then he's like, I gotta do Bullet, I gotta do Vanishing Point. So I have to transition Mike into this, which is why he is the villain in the first part, Stuntman Mike, which makes sense to put him in the car part. I could watch the end of this movie over and over and over and over again. From the second it starts with those girls talking about getting the car for Vanishing Point, the entire stunt ride, the car chase alone, I feel like I'm watching those movies with my dad. My dad would watch these type of movies like Bullet and Vanishing Point. I was even watching clips today, and my dad loved reliving his childhood, seeing all the cars, because he's like, these are the cars I grew up with and probably owned, because my dad's been a mechanic his entire life, worked for a dealership. So he'd be like, I owned one of those. I was like, Dad, if you'd only held on to like 5 of these, we'd be set for life. He's like, I know, but some expensive cars nowadays. But it just throws me right back into as if Dad's sitting there watching this insane car chase with me. And I just, it doesn't let you breathe almost at all.
I love that for you. And Charlie, I'm going to agree with you. But the one thing is that the once like part that made it set it off is like you want to go right or left.
Yeah.
I love that whole thing in the first part.
That speech that he gives.
But what you're saying is that's what set it off, is like you can go right or left. Well, you had a 50-50 chance. And then he goes.
Well, that's where the film takes a turning point. That's the moment in the film where
exactly.
That's the slasher movie. That's the Grindhouse slasher right there.
Yep.
Yes.
And I am also okay with Stuntman Mike just being this dude in a car running people off the road, because you're going to get movies like Duel, Car. There's literally a movie out there called Car. That they're called like Carpocalypse movies, and it's just nothing but as many car crashes and insane stunts that you can cram into a movie. That's what Tarantino does at the last half of this movie. Let's do a little dialogue. Let's set the girls up.
Done,
I think
the stunt work and the car scenes in this at the end.
This
some of the best I've seen.
This is one of my favorite Tarantino things. Like maybe the whole movie on a whole isn't my favorite one, but I love the car segment.
Like this man framed and shot these scenes. He planned these scenes out. These scenes are effortlessly done, but they're obviously there's more effort put into them. But when we see them, they look effortlessly, right? We see these actors driving, smashing into each other. We see Kim delivering these amazing lines. I'm going to tap that ass. I'm tapping that ass. She's crying through her rage she's keeping an eye on the road, but she's driving through tears, which I think is amazing to see, like a woman crying her eyes out, but doing her thing still, regardless.
Not being able to see because of Zoe being on the hood.
Because her friend, her best friend is on the hood.
And then the most brilliant part of all this is like the camera work reminds you of the 70s and watching those car chase movies. It's so effortlessly done. And then you're seeing damage in real time, basically.
As the car gets beat up,
gets more and more beat up. It isn't like other like
Zoe
action
on the hood.
movies.
We're not cutting away from it.
We're not cutting away from her. Other action movies, if the windshield got cracked, the windshield is magically replaced in the next frame. That's not the case.
There's
with
a
this.
moment
We're
in
seeing
this
it get
movie,
more and more damaged.
There's a moment where we get an inside the cockpit view from Rosario Dawson's side as she's pleading, like trying to grab the belt, trying to help Zoe out, and Kurt is right there in another vehicle, and he's like veering in, smashing in, and then antagonizing them as
he's toying with
laughing. We're not cutting away from it. We're seeing both the actress, and the actor in the same shot with all this action happening, and we're not cutting away, and it all just looks like it's all happening real time.
The weirdest thing is when Zoe Bell's trying to kick his car. I'm like, please stop doing that.
Yeah,
just focus on staying on.
Where she tries to kick his car away. There's a moment where she says, "Watch out" to him. because an oncoming cars, but she also knows that an accident, if he got hit head on by that truck, it would affect the car that she's driving in.
Yeah.
Which is even more pressure on Kim, who's driving, is because she could probably evade Stuntman Mike if Zoe was inside the car.
Yes.
But now she is balancing her best friend on the hood, knowing like, okay, I can't like slam on my brakes,
right?
You know, because Zoe's just going to go flying. You
There's
can't
a moment of
hold
dialogue
on.
early on when Zoe gets on and she's saying, "Go faster," and she goes, "Hit the pedal, you black bitch!" Right?
Yeah.
And then Kim says back to her, "Is this good enough for you, you skinny bitch?" And like, it's a part of their dynamic, right? Like, I
that's
love
their
how
friendship.
diverse this group
that's
is.
just how friends talk to one another.
Exactly.
Right. I
Like,
call
when
Nate
you're really
that all
close
the
friends,
time.
like racial stuff, it's not a thing because we're all on the same page. Like, we see each other for what we are. It doesn't,
I
we can
don't
make fun
I don't
of each other's
treat it as
racial
that.
stereotypes and stuff like that
Well, but then
in a
later,
friendly environment.
when she thinks she's gonna die, she goes, "I'm
She
sorry, I called
apologizes.
you a black bitch."
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that moment.
She's like,
She's looking at her friend.
Yeah.
And you feel
like-
that. And then all of this culminates with the middle wreck. And Stuntman Mike jumps out of his car and just like maniacally, like, ha ha, that was fun.
And he
you're
plays
just
it
like,
off like, well, fun to play with you guys. I'm out.
I'm gonna drive away now.
later. Like, just like this was a totally different, like, but he's semi-stalking this group, but he just kind of came upon them.
Yeah.
The other group of girls, you feel like he's been watching them for a
No,
while.
I feel like he's been stalking these guys as well because we
Yeah,
get
I
that
feel like
moment
he's been
where
following
Michael
them.
the dialogue
we
plays through.
watch him take the pictures though. We finally
and we see
Yeah,
the
I'm with
pictures
Charlie.
earlier on in the other one.
Yeah, but Heidelberg, I'm agreeing with Charlie that it was like the start of that.
Well,
You know,
yeah, it was,
like-
but he decided to engage.
right. He decided to engage, but it's one of those
Might
things
have
like
ran more with the other
he
one.
found his prey, and we're watching it from the time he finds them. The other girls, we see him already having the pictures from other
Exactly.
times we don't
I mean, he saw
see.
these people getting off the at the airport too, or wherever it was they were.
They were walking through the parking lot.
Yeah,
Whenever they picked up Zoe. So he had already followed the three girls before Zoe was involved because they met at the gas station.
Yeah,
To get
and
the
we
Red
see
Bull and
pictures
vodka.
that he throws out of the cockpit of his car in the
Those
first
were
half,
the
too.
yeah, those
Yeah,
were
he
the
didn't have
girls from
evidence
the
on him 'cause he was
original.
good about covering up the evidence.
My impression of it all was like with him crying, it's because those were the first ones to actually get away from him.
Mhm.
Because this is
Like
definitely
that.
not his first time doing this. Like even with the first round of girls, like he's done this multiple times. One of
He's
them
always
finally
won.
got
Yeah.
away. Yeah, and he's always won. This is the first time he's been defeated. So he's crying about that. He's crying about being shot. Like
I
he's
feel
nothing
like
but a coward, and we get
I-
to see the true stuntman Mike in those moments.
I
now,
feel
what
like
I do
he
wonder,
literally was going to leave though before she shot him. Like I
Yeah.
felt like he was just messing with
he
them.
could have just gotten away. Now, I do wonder if stuntman Bob grew up to be the same way.
Yeah, the guy that got him into the stuntman work.
Yep.
It's
His
my
brother,
Stuntman Bob.
Stuntman Bob.
Great line in this movie. But no, I don't know. I adore the end of this movie. I love the car chase when they get veered off and he thinks they lost him, and all the girls are basically doing a Lethal Weapon, like "Will it to me" rigs, and they're like, "Please don't dead end. Please don't dead
Yeah,
end.
that
Please don't
whole
dead
scene.
end." And they just barely come at each other.
Dude, I just love Kim's dialogue while she's driving, and she talks to herself
Oh yeah.
while she's driving because she's so focused. She's like laser focused.
I love it. She's wearing the jacket. She goes, "I get to wear the jacket."
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
but I'm
like,
on the hood
"Yeah."
of the car. I get to wear the jacket though.
You get the gloves.
I love the dynamic between her and Zoe
Mhm.
also because they have a different bond with the
Right.
than the rest of the actresses or actors on the scene because they're stunt people. So like they have this different bond. They've done these crazy things before where they don't include other people.
They've
But
talked
now they're
about
including
doing what was it called on the hood?
ship's mass.
Yeah, like they've done it before, and they're like, well,
Yeah,
we're never
and
going to.
they said they weren't going to ever do it again.
Yeah,
I love that dialogue. I love
In Australia or New Zealand. We're never going to do
Yeah.
it again in New Zealand. Not
I
America.
implied
Never
that
said
it was in Australia.
Yeah, and she's like, "No, you didn't say we shouldn't. We ain't never gonna do that again."
And I love that moment where they were like, "All right, this is what we want to do, Rosario. We need you to stay with what's her name? I forgot her name.
Lee
And then
and
we're like-
Jasper.
I love that moment where Rosario's character Abernathy's like, "No, I'm not. I want to hang out with the cool kids while you do the cool kid stuff." And she's like, "I can handle this. I'll talk this dude into this, right?" So this
She
country
does,
bumpkin.
but she
I love
pimps
when she
out her
talks.
friend, which is just weird. And
kinda
what
dig
the
it,
hell?
like-
What the hell happens to Lee?
We don't know.
That is the one thing that really rings false for me. I'm sorry, but no
But
group
they would leave their friend, right?
would leave another friend of theirs alone with a strange man like that. I'm sorry.
Out in the middle of the woods.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, he had the
one-
Mustang as collateral. That should have been enough.
I was gonna say that they should have had all 4 girls.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
what I
car.
wish.
Lee with that. Yeah.
Yeah, the
I would
Mustang.
have liked to see Lee out of her element, but then kind of turn towards the dark side a little bit because we see that there's a moment where we see with Rosario's character too. Like, so I love the way she talks her way into letting them take the car, and she dodges like this guy's racism and his chauvinistic like.
Well, she plays off of
ways. Yeah, she plays off of it.
uses
I love the way she does it. Like she just totally just.
He played the rapey guy in Kill Bill.
He did,
that drove
the guy
the
paying to
Buck.
Buck for Buck.
Yeah.
Buck.
Well, you know the Mustang the girls are driving at the beginning, the yellow one. That
Yeah.
it has a a name. It's supposed to look like the Pussy Wagon.
Yeah.
And it
It's
says
a-
like
yeah,
little pussy on
The
it.
Boss
Yeah.
Mustang.
Yeah. So that
Got a black stripe with yellow.
that should have been I agree.
Oh,
that
okay.
should have been the collateral. Here, you hang on to our car.
Yeah, we have a.
We'll
crazy
drive yours.
built Mustang.
And we're it may not be even as far as value, but it would have been enough. And then all 4 of them went. Then we would have had that dynamic of the 4 girls like we had at the beginning, kind of the bigger group of 4 girls, together.
I do like that there's a moment in Rosario's face too, though, when they're doing Ship's Mass and they just start, where she's very nervous, and then there's a moment where we zoom in on her face and you just see a moment of like, oh, I get it.
Where she gets to jump in the
This is
front
thrilling.
seat and
This
she's
is
getting
thrilling.
excited
I'm
with
excited.
them.
She actually gets to see what her friends do for a living.
Yeah, you're like,
Right.
I'm not the one out there, so I don't have to be as scared. She's willing to do it, but this is crazy. This
And
is
she gets to
gnarly.
be like experience the worst passenger moment you could ever have.
Yeah, but I get like there's a moment where they like her acting is really good. I just love Rosario Dawson. I'm sorry, guys. I have a huge.
No, I feel the same.
Yeah.
Dude, she is like my type, man.
Jackie saw the name come across when the movie started, and of course she's not in it till later, and she kept going, "Where's Rosario? Where's Rosario?" I said, "Just wait, she'll be here." It was like I don't want to spoil anything, lady.
That's me
Just
with
watch the
Mary
movie."
Elizabeth, though. I was like, oh, when'd she get here? And then they sideline her. I'm like, no.
Yeah, she got sidelined pretty
Yeah.
hard.
I think it's a shame that she's not in the movie more. I would have really liked to see her in the back seat freaking out when they're doing Ship's Mast and like freaking out over Kurt Russell. And like, I agree. It should have been the 4 of them.
And I don't want to be mean,
would've
but
been
it
fun.
would have also added a little bit of a dynamic. Say one of them did die, not that it had to be her, but maybe
Well,
one
she
of the
passes
girls.
out at the end when they kill Stuntman Mike. She's asleep.
Just
in
have
the
her
car.
faint.
She passed out. She fainted. Yeah, and she couldn't go through with it. But the rest of them,
She
took them out.
punches him, and she just like holds her hand, like I broke a
Oh
nail.
my god, I broke a nail.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Rosario like kicked up her foot and then.
Oh my God, I love that.
she-
She's the one that ends
She
them.
got the crescendo, but I tell you what,
she
that
did.
Zoe Bell roundhouse kick to his face.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
So good.
Oh, it is so good.
And then
I,
Cracks
Picking
me up
the
how it's
music.
shot.
The music of April March with Chick Habit. I love that song. I instantly downloaded that song. I have owned it since then on iTunes.
it kept
Because
reminding me of the short song. I don't know why. It was
Yeah,
really-
no, it sounds like that. Yeah.
yeah. I was just like, this ain't the same song, but
What about the Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick, and Titch song? What about that?
I like the song. I've never
Is that a
heard
real
of
song?
it.
The whole
It
thing
is.
real.
It's a real song and a real band. Here's the funny part, and this is where Tarantino just loves to dig into shit.
They died in a car accident.
One of the guys that started in that whatever the hell their name band was a sheriff early on in his life and witnessed a car crash for some kind of famous guitar player, and the guitar was in evidence for so long that he would take it out and learned how to play guitar and became one of the members of that.
Wow.
Wow.
Cool song.
And
I
I'm
think it's
just
a
like,
dope scene.
holy shit.
The way
Yeah.
Tarantino sets up that accident, we kind of like brushed over it, like as far as like it was gory, but the way he focuses on that accident and we set up like where the girls are situated in the car, what they're doing at the moments of the accident, and then we break it off into like scene to scene of each death. I think it's It's a scene that I think most horror fans should see, even if you don't love.
Oh,
like,
that's
like,
what that's what blurs it into horror.
Yeah, I think
is
it's really good.
that whole segment here. So you got kind of the thriller suspense part at the beginning, where it's
Yes.
this kind of cat. He even goes, I'm just a wolf. I'm just stalking you, but I'm not like following you, type of thing. And then we get that horror element, and then we get a road movie, and then we get a bit of an action movie at the end of this, with the car chase and the girls all, turning the tables on him and attacking him.
The last 25 minutes are just its own
They're,
thing.
they're gold standard. They're gold standard as far as I'm concerned when it comes
And
to
I love
Tarantino.
when after he's wrecked, him saying, "Please be careful, this arm's broken."
Yeah. Oh, he's pleading. He's
Like,
screaming.
just to have the
he's like,
balls
my
to
legs are broken.
say that.
Yeah.
He is crying his ass off as he's laying out of the car.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even make an argument that this could sort of fit into like a rape revenge kind of category.
Yeah.
There's no rape, but
Because he raped the first girls, in a sense.
Yeah.
I mean, mentally, I guess we could
No,
look
I mean,
at it
like he
that.
like was he like deprived them of their lives? He like invaded them. He
Yeah, that's what I mean is-
them in a sense. Like,
He
there's a
didn't
sense
do
of,
the
like,
act to them.
It's
but
like these
you're
girls are
right,
getting
yeah.
back for the first girls.
That's
Yeah,
true,
he-
Like there's a revenge aspect of, but it's disconnected from like a body sort of sense. Like,
Right,
he
right.
That's true.
He knew he was gonna live after that car crash,
Right.
but he still did it. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, you're right.
He knew he was going to get hurt, which is the plan too. It's
Right.
like it's death proof. I'm going to get hurt, but I have
But
to
I
be
can
hurt.
play it off to the authorities.
Yeah, which the
that I
girls
have
were
plausible
drunk and high. And,
I wasn't drinking. I wasn't.
He's
doing
drinking virgin margaritas and
Yeah,
all
but
that
so-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's totally fine. All right. Well, I think we've gone through the movie pretty well here, so we can jump into the
Yep.
fun stuff we do over here at Give Me Back My Action Movies. We
All right.
are going to talk about the body count.
Yeah.
Leave anything for us?
Just bodies. Body count. Body count. Body count. Body count.
So, all right. Well, the body count for Death Proof comes in at a blazing, mind-numbing 6. 6 people
Only
die.
6?
Six?
Only 6.
Wait, okay. Can we number them?
Sure.
Wait, hold on.
4 people in the car.
Yeah,
Yep.
4 people. Yeah.
Rose McGowan.
Rose
Rose
McGowan,
McGowan
that's
is
5.
5.
Rose
Oh.
McGowan and Stuntman Mike.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
There
okay.
we go.
Come on,
I
guys.
did watch a video that said 8, and I was like, where?
I don't
They
think
tried
so.
to tried to count the farm truck that ran off the road
No, no, no.
and the
It didn't run off
motorcycle
the road. It just
the-
veered off the road.
the
What about Chow?
motorcyclist that ran into the
Oh
shed.
yeah.
That
But
guy's
he
not
doesn't-
dead.
he's not
dead. I
dead.
don't know what
Ah,
his-
he's
I know,
got
but
big
the-
boo-boos.
I know,
I-
but the way he ran into that
He's not
is
dead. That was
perfect.
just supposed to show like
I
that was supposed to
just-
show like a 70s frantic
Oh, it was
action
the,
car
No,
movie.
no, the
scene.
way he bounced off that's
I
yeah.
But the
actually
way the
love how that
motorcycle-
scene goes into major traffic because I
Yeah.
didn't anticipate that.
the way that motorcycle's going, it's on a cable, which the way it stops dead and throws the guy off. So it's a whole rig that just launched this dude full speed. That had to hurt.
It
That's the
looked like
true
he
stunt
died,
man,
though.
Mike.
I know, but that looked like he died.
He's not dead.
Come
We're
on.
not counting him.
I
We're
don't
not
think-
counting.
Count
Damn
that.
it. All right.
We're not
So
counting.
6 kills.
We're doing six deaths.
Charlie, I would actually love when you come on for Death Proof, maybe bring this death count thing.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! I got to do
We'll do it for
Planet
Planet
Terror's
Terror.
So
Death.
many.
Bring a little
Oh.
piece of give me back my action horror
Oh,
movies on
I'll,
our show.
I will bring you a body
Yeah,
count.
prepare
so.
something.
Well, here's the other part. There's only 6 to pick from, but let's pick our favorite.
Yeah, but they were all bad.
So we're gonna pick our
The Honda
favorite
Civic,
death.
all of them.
All of the
Favorite?
Honda. No, you got to pick one.
Gotta pick one.
So
Arlene.
let's start with John. John's been somewhat quiet this episode. We got a little bit of him,
Sorry.
but John, what is your favorite death in Death Proof?
Jungle Julia. I kind of love that death. I mean, it was just like she was so oblivious to everything, but loving this song. And the song was dope, by the way. But the way her leg flew off, I thought that was my favorite.
She looked like one of my sister's Barbie dolls when I was a kid. Just rip that leg right off and throw it across the bed.
Look at your sister.
You just rip the legs of Barbie dolls. It's funny.
Is she all
All
Jungle
right.
Julia.
All right. Jungle Julia's John. Jacqueline.
Yeah.
What is your favorite death from Death Proof?
For me, it's a tough call between Jungle Julia and Butterfly. I think Jungle Julia's death is more memorable for me because of that leg, but Butterfly's is more kind of heartbreaking. For some reason, I feel like the camera just lingers on her for a moment right before it happens, and you get this close-up shot of her eyes, and then you see her face just absolutely get mowed down by this car, and it's like it's so tragic. So I think for sheer poignancy, I'm gonna say Butterfly.
Okay. Hydraberg, what about you, brother?
The Chevy Nova.
Oh.
That thing, guys, that's so heartfelt, man. That Nova was so boss, bro.
I hate when
loved
muscle
it.
cars
Skull and
get
crossbones
destroyed,
with the
man.
little electric boogaloo type thing on the front of it and the duckbill hood ornament. I loved it. That car is awesome. It's tits.
I want the hood ornament. I want the
Yeah.
duck smoking a cigar hood ornament.
Let's all
Yeah.
That's an awesome hood ornament.
Yeah, it's
like Howard
basically
the Duck, basically, right?
It's
That's like Howard the Duck.
It's an homage to a movie called Convoy, and the guy had a duck on the front of his semi truck.
But yeah, I don't care about those women. I care about that car. That's what I care about.
I'm with you. I feel you.
Only because Jacqueline took the best death anyway, and that's Arlene.
Well, it's okay. We can pick the same ones. That's the whole part of Kill of the Week.
I was really upset about that car dying. I love a Chevy Nova.
All right, Nate, what about you? The Challenger?
No. It's got to be the tire to the face because that all being practical effects that Greg Nicotero made.
Yeah.
I think Tarantino initially thought that it was going to be CGI, and then Greg was like, "Well, no, we can just do it practical."
I'm so glad he did.
Yeah, it's like how that face stretches off, the way the neck bends back, everything about it is so memorable and classic. Like, I want to pick Kurt Russell, but if Kurt Russell would have had his face hit with a tire, it would have been way cooler.
It should have been close up of his boot like face.
Right? Yeah,
like a real quick close up, just like a grind.
Have like go credits again for a little bit, and then show his face.
Yeah, and then boom, credits done.
Yeah.
I'd have been down with
What about
that.
you, Charlie?
Oh man, I want to pick that one because God, I do love that, and it was the one that gets the most reaction. But the one that's probably the most shocking is Pam's when he slams her face into that dashboard,
she chokes
and
on her
she
own blood.
folds back, and her whole nose cavity is collapsed. She's choking to death, and she went through all that terror of we're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Then he slams her into the side of the box when he makes that turn, and then just like out of nowhere hits them brakes, and her face just plows the metal dashboard.
Yeah.
And she's done.
Yeah, she hits that reinforcement.
Oh God, it's
and I'm with John on just like that dialogue of like, it's a shame you said left, you know.
Oh, dude, that speech that he gives is so like it hits when he says it. It's like
creepy and chilly.
It's like,
and that's the moment where the film turns. And I think that the slow build up to that warrants that, right?
I agree.
Build up seems like, it's very slow, but when we finally get to that moment, I think it hits
because we're waiting for when's the moment going to happen that he
drops
unleashes.
finally.
And we have no idea what he's capable of.
Yeah.
He
and
just
then the next 25 minutes of the film are just nonstop action. So
right, which we already know what he's capable of. So now, how do you add more tension to it? You add it to a car chase, and the girls can fight back.
Yeah,
this is. I hate that Tarantino considers this his least favorite film of his own his own catalog.
He does say if that's my least favorite, it's still pretty good. Because
he says it's still good, but it's like that whole car chase thing to me. Amazing. I would watch that over and over again instead of watching Reservoir Dogs again. You know what I mean? Like I love Reservoir Dogs. That is a dialogue heavy movie that you got to be, in a mindset to watch. I can watch a car chase anytime, any day.
I do think it's one of the best modern car chases ever filmed. And
it's definitely, yeah.
It's right there with like watching something like Mad Max Fury Road. Just getting those feels.
Took a really long time to make.
It's so thrilling. Yeah.
The amount of planning and blocking out your shots and having it storyboarded and seeing what you're capable of, and even then being able to think on your feet, because who knows exactly what side of the hood Zoe's going to slide to. Like you can say like you're going to go here, but she may end up on some other. She almost
the wind may
play
into it. Like You don't know.
Right, and the fact
the bumper.
Right, the fact that the actress is a stunt woman, but she said, "No, go ahead. I'm going to play the stunts, but I'm an actress for this." So you see her face the whole time.
There are moments of this film where she's holding on for dear life to the front.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're
the front
there
grill,
going,
and she must be applying so much pressure to her hands in order to distribute her weight properly.
I believe they're probably like sticky gloves.
Maybe, and then there's an inertia of like, at that point, Kim has to go faster to keep her sucked to the car because
that's what I said.
Goes down, she'll fall off.
She can't she can't brake check Kurt Russell at all. While she's on the hood,
she has to speed up to keep Zoe attached because the inertia is keeping her sucked into the car.
The fact that Zoe is a stunt woman, but she's the actress of the movie, my heart was like, oh my God.
I love Zoe Bell.
What the hell?
This movie instantly put her like on my radar, where I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize she was the the stunt double of the bride. And how many
I've been watching stuff like the behind the scenes of some of his other movies, and Zoe Bell just kept showing up. And I love watching stunts. I love watching all the behind the scenes stuff. I was noticing that she's just as hardcore and badass as most stunt dudes out there. And then I saw her name on this when it came out, and I was just like, oh, I'm definitely watching this because she's going to be doing it. And I give Tarantino some credit where he didn't immediately just go, well, I'm going to use her because she is a stunt girl. He wanted to put her out there because it's like, you've earned it. But we'll get you someone so you don't have to do the day. Also, it's part of continuity. If she cuts her face, you better either be filming in sequence or wait till she heals.
This movie must have been a mess to keep in track, like on continuity of like
Yeah.
Every time there was a little moment where the cars hit into each other, like to keep that together. Like
there were
damage.
There were 4 of the Vanishing Point white car.
This is why those cars are rare because we're killing them in Hollywood.
I think only one is still around, and it's privately owned right now. And I think they also had 4 of the Nova, and the guy still drives it around. The only thing he did was put a seat on the other side. It's not just the bicycle seat.
It's like a tractor seat.
Yeah, it's literally a tractor seat is all that was. All right, well, we're not going to do a trash review because Hydraberg has brought something very special to the show that they do over on theirs. He's got to prepare himself. Everybody says, do you need to re-moisten your eyes?
Yeah, I'm gonna moisten my eyes. This is the part of my podcast normally where I moisten my eyes.
That's right. So what they call the reach around on a Cut Above Horror Review, we are now going to coin a reach around house on Give Me Back My Action Movies tonight.
The reach around house.
The reach around house. So Hydraberg, at your leisure.
Let's take a ride on the side. A vehicular homicide. There's room for more, so jump inside. As ladies look to enjoy their evening, Mike on the road, his car deceiving. It's reinforced, now what's the reason? For stuntman Mike, it's killing season. Time to feed the V8 demon. Young woman is what it likes to eat. Swallows them whole from head to feet. Then spits out the remains all over the street. For years he's gotten away, to use his car again to slay. But not this time, no, not today. The wrong group, boy, oh did he pick. Kim's driving skills are really sick. As Zoe climbs the hood lickety-split, and Abernathy just looks for somewhere to sit. Kimchi is wearing her friend Zoe's jacket. Mike pounces on these dames like as if they were rabbits. These chicks make him rethink all of his homicidal habits. With Kim's foot pressed down on the pedal, Motor City mayhem between twisted metal. For Zoe, holding on becomes a real struggle, as the challenger is given more gas, just so it can tap the ass of a Charger whose driver is covered in glass. As tables are turned, our villain's power now aloof, and Zoe climbs back onto the car from outside on the roof. As Kim uses her gun at the threat she did shoot, Mike is beaten to a pulp, head caved in by a boot. Stuntman Mike now dead, no longer death-proof.
Oh,
nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A line or two there, but
no, you did fine, brother.
Yeah.
Holy
That's good, man.
crap.
I love how you included feet and you also included rabbit.
I love the image of the car eating the girls.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
it kind of does, right? It
that.
kind of
Yeah.
like
Oh,
yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
And spits them out.
I mean, there was a lot of movies in the 70s and 80s
like a monster.
There's movies from the 70s and 80s of car chase movies where you never saw the driver.
Yeah.
So it only always felt like the car was, and I'm not just talking Christine, I'm talking some other ones where you never saw who was driving the vehicle. So it was a vehicle
we don't get
trying to kill it. We don't. I wish there would be a resurgence.
Like one of our last episodes, just as a joke about like all the TV shows I grew up with that people had cars and a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
18 had a van.
18
Knight Rider had his car. Airwolf had their helicopter. Like everything had a vehicle.
Yeah.
And like
Airwolf had a semi truck. So did Knight Rider had a semi truck.
Knight Rider had a semi truck that he went into. And just like the 80s were kind of like consumed with like, oh, we need a vehicle in our films. And I just kind of wish there was still like a subgenre that like dealt with this. I don't think
I agree.
Hollywood's not going to see it as profitable, so we're never going to like actually put any funds towards a film unless it's like maybe low budget. But I kind of love this vehicular subgenre that we just don't get as much nowadays.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm totally there. And it makes me sadder looking at cars around us, new cars. I'm just like, these aren't cool. Like cars from the 60s, 70s, 80s, they were cool.
Yeah. What about a Tesla movie where it like it goes off script?
Oh no, it's
like Mithrigan.
Its battery died. Oh no.
I actually loved Kurt Russell saying, "Ladies, now that was fun." He was getting ready to get back into his car, and then he got shot. I loved that scene.
Yeah, he was ready to go home and jerk off to just.
Absolutely.
That's what I say. I feel like that was it. He knew they were formidable, so he's like, okay, these girls can hold their own. He's like, I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. Later, taters, and then she shoots
he didn't
him.
Expect them to give chase.
Well, he thought Zoe was dead, and then I guess he like just goes, "That was fun."
One out of three ain't bad.
Yeah.
That's my only moment of criticism about realism in this film. There's a moment where he spins them out, and Zoe's on the hood. It's a dummy. Like you could tell it's a dummy.
I saw that same scene.
Yeah, she's like laid flat out, and she's holding on exactly in like two spots, like symmetry wise, like they're perfectly.
That
placed.
had to be a super dangerous thing. So I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. I get.
I'm sure when they chose to use a dummy, that was very. Even Zoe's
the main vehicle.
Yeah, even Zoe's probably sitting there going, "Yeah, well, I'm not doing that stuff."
Yeah, I get it.
Put the dummy out there.
Because the other stunts are so well done. It's still
they are.
It does stand out. I give you that. When you have perfection, all except for that one little scene, it really is. It stands out. But I don't fault it. I don't fault it at all.
Nope.
Well, we got one more thing to do here, gentlemen, because I wanted to get the reach around house in. And ladies, Jacqueline's been awful quiet. She disappeared again.
I'm okay.
there she is. She popped up. So our group here, we have to rate this bad boy. So let's find out how many Allions everybody gives us.
That's your rating system, Allion.
The greatest henchman in action movies ever. So, let's see. Let's
you ever rated his mullet?
Well, it depends on which movie because it changes from time to time.
He's kind of got a mullet though. It's like an Asian mullet too, so it's sort of like special.
Well, yeah, because Alliong's special.
Exactly.
He's an awesome guy. Let's mix up the order here a little bit. Let's start with Jacqueline. Jacqueline, what are you rating Death Proof?
Well, I just have to say right off the bat, I love nearly every frame of this movie. I absolutely love it. I love nearly every moment of this movie. It baffles me and it makes me sad when people don't like it. Like it really hurts my heart. It's not my favorite Tarantino, but I would say it's like middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Three others that I like less than this movie of canon. So I just want people to give it a fair shake. You know, I already went on my diatribe about people complaining about the dialogue, but there's another thing that I tend to hear from critics, like when I've read reviews of this movie. Critics that I've read tend to complain more about it being like just like a stylistic thing, and it's, you know, it's entertaining, but it's not artful. First of all, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, where do you draw the line between like entertainment and art? Like, I think this movie is art, but also even if it's not like artsy enough for you, let's keep in mind what it is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
The intention of this movie was to be a revival of the Grindhouse movies from the 70s, along with Robert Rodriguez, of course. And they both had this joint goal of making Grindhouse movies that captured the feel and the fun quality and the kind of like fast and like cheap, even though these movies weren't necessarily cheap, but they were made quickly and cheaply. But they also said that back in the day they would have these amazing posters for the Grindhouse movies that really kind of like piqued people's appetites, like, oh, this movie looks so good, I want to go see this, that poster's awesome. But then unfortunately the movies would often fall flat and they didn't deliver. But what they said they wanted to do with Grindhouse was create a movie that's going to live up to the poster and deliver the entertainment and the thrills that were often lacking in the original Grindhouse movies. And I have to say, I think this movie absolutely 100% of the time does that. So like, what do you want? Like, it's not an artsy movie, it's a Grindhouse movie. It's an exceptionally well done Grindhouse movie. So like, take it for what it is. So I don't think that's valid criticism to say that it's not artful enough. Just please. I love the characters. I love the acting job that everybody does here. I'll just pick one moment to highlight that I love. When the second group of girls finally kind of goes off road and the car comes to a stop and Zoe flies off the hood and lands in the field. As you guys said already, Abernathy and Kim, they're just sitting in the front seat and they don't even it's not like they start looking for a ride. They just kind of sit there, they're shocked. And Kim, she's just like distraught. And then when Zoe pops up and goes, I'm okay, she has this moment where there's tears streaming down her face, but she clenches her fist and she's like, oh, God damn it. Oh, and she's like laughing and crying at the same time because she's so relieved. Like, I think that's just beautiful acting. That's like a feeling that we can relate to when we know that the worst has happened. And but then relief comes and you're like, you can't shift your emotions that quickly, I think the acting is great. Sorry if this is crass, but I want to bang every single person in this movie except for Jasper and Quentin Tarantino. But I don't know.
Oh, poor Warren.
I let him. It's thrilling. It's suspenseful. You get this enormous emotional satisfaction at the end when Kurt Russell gets his comeuppance. Kurt Russell's character is so superb because, as I said before, he can be menacing and amiable at the turn of a dime. And there's moments like when he's on the porch in the first half when Butterfly says, oh, I already did my dance, I'm gonna have to give you a rain check or whatever, and he goes, well, I know that's not gonna happen. He says, but I must warn you of something. And that moment I feel like is sort of ominous and you're like, oh God, what's he gonna say? But then he breaks into this John Wayne voice and is like, people say you're okay in my book. You're going to book. Yeah. And then it sounds hopeless, but when he says, I must warn you, like your guard goes up a little bit, like, oh, he's dangerous. So it's just this like subtlety. Like, yes, I think there's subtlety in his acting.
There are a few things as fetching as a bruised ego on a beautiful angel.
I mean, what a thing to say, right?
I think it's great dialogue.
I think it's wonderful. So, I just think that this movie it's like the whole package. Entertaining. I feel like you really do get emotionally attached to the women in this movie and you become emotionally invested in what happens to them and you become emotionally invested in the comeuppance of Kurt Russell. To me, by the time you get to the end, it's the feel-good movie of the year. I only have two minor gripes. One, that Mary Elizabeth Winstead gets left behind. I don't think that those other women would do that, and I think it deprives us of seeing her character in the rest of the movie. Mm-hmm. And B, I do kind of agree a little bit with what Hydraberg said earlier about some of the dialogue being of Jungle Julia. I think some of her dialogue is kind of just like Tarantino doing that thing that he does, where he has to like show off some little tidbits of knowledge. Like, did we really need to know who Mike, Beaky, Mick, and there? Like, we don't need to know about that. It's like it's Tarantino. That's what he does.
Just play the song.
Yeah, but like, so it doesn't flow. It's a little awkward, I guess, but I accept it from him. I wouldn't accept it from most others, but I accept it from him. So all that being said, I adore this movie. I really do. I think it's like a repeat watch. It's great. I mean, it's just great. So I give it 9 out of 10.
Nice. 9 Allions. All right. John.
Yes.
Hit us with your thoughts. What do you give Death Proof out of?
Jacqueline said a lot of what I want to say, but this is my 4th favorite Tarantino movie. Number one being Inglourious Basterds. Number 2 being Pulp Fiction. Number 3 being Django, and then number 4 being this movie. The acting is awesome. I've had so much fun with this movie. Man, it's just it's really hard to criticize because it's a Grindhouse movie, and Tarantino did a perfect job as far as making it that way. So I'm going to give what Jacqueline did 9 out of 10.
Fantastic. Heidelberg.
Yeah. So I have some pros. Amazing cast over, like all around. The first group of ladies, I think, are awesome, and the second group are even more awesome. I know that's not a real word, but I made it up.
We'll work with it.
Kurt Russell. I say no more. Kurt Russell.
That's his review. It's Kurt Russell.
Yeah, just this movie's so Kurt Russell. It's not even.
Kurt
cinematography
Russell
is fucking stellar in this movie. The cinematography in this movie is amazing.
Yes.
We're like, oh, this is like Quentin's worst movie. Like, who cares? The guy can shoot a movie. That's what you're missing. You're missing the fact that you're watching Quentin Tarantino frame and shoot a movie, right? And whoever he works with are the best people capable of doing what they do when he works with them. Like, he knows how to pick the people that get the project done that he wants to get out and the image that he wants. And like, this film just does it. Everything's there. The writing, the direction, they're spot on to me. The acting, it's perfect. Jungle Julia, yes, it's a gripe of mine. I think she's her monologues are a little like overwinded. There's just too much Jungle Julia. Like, I get it, like, you're a very confident woman, but I think there are other people. Like, I prefer to. I like the scenes with Arlene more than Jungle Julia.
Mm-hmm.
In those moments with that group, I'm more attracted to Arlene, not just necessarily physically, but obviously, yes, I do like Arlene. But I'm more attracted to the fact that there's a mystery in there. Jungle Julia is like the focal point, and it sort of annoys me a little bit. The stunt work, I think the car scenes, amazing. They're so well shot. Just the physical, the logistics of like filming these scenes and like keeping all this in track and the continuity of it all and like everything. It's like I couldn't even. I would buckle under the pressure. Tarantino just delivers, man, and his actors that he picked deliver. I've never seen intense car scenes like this in a long time in Hollywood. You know, we got like The Matrix 2, like there's some cool car scenes, but there's an intensity to this film and a practicality to it, especially the later half, where like majority of the film of the scenes that we think are really cool in Death Proof, that they're really cool because they're filmed practically. That is the truth.
Yes.
You know, that Nova scene is filmed practically. There is Joe something Hooker or whatever, I forgot his name. I was watching some of the special features, but he's like a special like crash driver. Like he was involved. Like just the practicality that was in and put in place, and it just shows to me when I watch it. These chase scenes are like intricately done, but there's a chaos to them too. But like we never lose track. Like when I look at the scene, the next scene over, I'm not seeing like a quick cut. Like I'm seeing the same damage done on the same side of the car, and I'm just like, I'm impressed that like someone was there to keep track of all these little mistakes or like whatever to keep track of the continuity. It could have been a nightmare. I could just imagine. The stunt work is just amazing. Zoe Bell, amazing. She's on the hood the majority of the scene. She's played in the film like she's an actress. If you're not familiar with who she is, but she's also a stunt woman, and like the fact that that's her almost all the time. I don't maybe that one scene that's maybe a dummy, and I can understand why she didn't want to be on the front of the car for that scene.
Right.
Amazing. She just, it's just, I don't know. All the women in this later half too. I like the women in the first half, but the women in the later half just catch me quickly. I think it's because we spent so much time with the group from the first half. There's a contrast there, and when we transfer over, we don't realize that, like, oh, yeah, we spent a lot of time with these younger women, and they were talking a lot and like getting to know each other, and there was no action, right? And we think about it, but like it services the plot so well to me. When we transfer over to the slick, cool, like Hollywood group, yeah, they have their own flaws too, but they're the same kind of flaws. But they're like the way they group together and they bind just works for me. The dialogue between the women, I love it. The women are so powerful in this movie, especially in the end, and they just ooze like sex appeal, confidence, and like charisma in all the roles. Even the ones that are victimized in the beginning, I still think they're very confident, like powerful women. And I kind of love the way they're portrayed, and I love the actresses that portrayed them. I think that they're really well casted. Zoe Bell kicks ass. I gotta say it again. It's in my notes. Last, it's got a sick soundtrack. The soundtrack's amazing to this film. Chick Habit, the ending song, love it. I looked it up since I heard it on this movie, and I've loved it since. I listened to it several times during the year. It's such a cool song. It's a female-driven song, but it's also powerful for men to realize that, like, don't get out of your pocket, bro. You got a good woman in your life. Don't the Chick Habit, get rid of it. It leads you to a zero. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Cons. The film is a little clean looking, like you said, Nate. It's super clean. It's too clean. I want some of that grimy grain filter. Like, even if it's a filter, just it doesn't actually look that old. Planet Terror, which we will get to when we review it on a cut above, looks old. There's a grain to it the entire film. This film doesn't maintain that, and it's a problem for me. I do wish it could have gotten more of that look, of that grittier look. It takes me out of it a little bit, especially the later scenes. They're very clean, and I don't understand. Maybe because of their high action, but I don't know. There was a choice made, and I disagree with it. The pacing, it's a little uneven, though. From the front to the film, it's loaded in the front, and then mostly there's like character moments in the beginning and dialogue, and then like a lot of the action in the end. I do think it services the film in a good way, and for me, I can jump into the end characters and just kind of just jump right into them based on the fact that we spend a lot of time with the first characters and we get the contrast. But I could see, like, if you're not used to Tarantino or like his kind of films or whatever, like I could see you getting into this and being like, oh, this is a major bummer. It does drag a little bit. The pacing's just a little uneven. I think it could be corrected. But, you know, I can't really criticize it too much. And I don't know to change anything. I can see just this pacing's like a small issue. That's really my only big gripe. So with that said, I'm giving Death Proof. I'm gonna give it 8. Can I give it 8.75 out of 10?
You can get 8.5 or a 9.
I'll give it a 9. 8.5 feels too low. 8.75 feels right where I want to be. I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9. Ali Longs.
Ali Long.
All right. So you got a unanimous 9 from us over at A Cut Above.
We'll take
Sorry,
it. We'll
guys.
take it. Let's throw the monkey at the wrench now. Nate,
What?
what are you rating
6 out of
Death
10.
Proof?
For me, it's a 7 out of 10. I don't really feel like I would revisit this movie after this.
Get out.
The stunt works great. Like Heidelberg said, like I've talked about, like the tonal difference from the first act to the second act drives me nuts. I feel like Stuntman Mike is a fantastic character in the wrong movie. Like I'd rather
what
him
movie
be
should
in
he
a
be in?
different movie. Like that's what I want is Stuntman Mike in a different
Jacqueline
movie.
had
Turn
to
her camera
turn
on, just
her
so she can see
camera
how-
on.
I like
What movie
parts
should
of
he
this
be in?
movie. Another Tarantino movie. Just give me
No,
Stuntman Mike.
Stuntman Mike is amazing. He's the best part of this film.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Give him his own movie. Like
He does. It's called Death Proof.
Yes.
no, like,
This is
you're
his
not
movie.
understanding what I'm saying.
No one understands the words that are coming out of your mouth.
It's just like there's something about the first act and the second act. Like it really loses me in the second act, except for the stunt work. Like other
That's
than
the
that,
whole second act.
but it's
second act. Just nailed it
aside
for me.
from Kim and Zoe, that's it for me. Like it's just that stunt work is amazing. It's
Man, I can't wait to see what you think of Planet Terror.
I haven't seen Planet Terror since 2007, so I'm very curious what I think too.
Aren't you the horror guy, Nate?
I am. It's just like
wow, I'm
the
confused.
Grindhouse
No.
movies were just okay in my opinion. Like Kurt Russell is phenomenal in this movie. Everyone in this movie is phenomenal. Why is it not working for me at parts though? Is what blows my mind. And like all day at work, I'm like,
I'm thinking.
I don't even know how I would like fix it and to make me happy. You know, would I want
Tarantino,
Michael Parks to be chasing after Kurt Russell,
No.
hunting him down? I don't know. Like, I don't know if
No,
that'd be as
Michael Parks was
interesting.
used perfectly as an Easter egg.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and
Now-
I think that was
now
really the
you're-
point of the movie, which is for
Yeah.
these women to get revenge on him.
Yeah,
To-
you-
The ladies
you
get
turn-
revenge.
you
We
turn
don't
it
need a
into-
man to get revenge
We
on.
don't
We need
exactly.
a woman to
I
turn the
think-
tide. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, like for me, like I would have maybe rather had those first women. Like maybe some of them survived and try to go after him. Like,
No, they were weaker.
but
They're
And it's-
I don't know.
fodder. They're
The first hour
fodder.
is so much better for me. It just is. Like
Oh
everything
my
about that first hour, I fully enjoy.
Nate, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And I asked this with all seriousness. How do you feel about the movie Full Metal Jacket?
First hour. I don't like the second hour at all.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're consistent.
Yeah, like I absolutely hate the second hour of Full Metal
I
Jacket.
can
It's
see the
'cause he falls
comparison,
asleep
Jacqueline.
during
I see the
movies.
comparison with this movie.
Yeah.
No, like for me, like even though like I like watch war movies and stuff, like I don't know, something about that second part of Full Metal just does not jive well with me.
It's a great. It's still a good
because
war
it's,
movie, though.
It's real.
Yeah,
You know,
like I don't want to.
Yeah. There's a lot of parallels to what really happened. stuff
And there's
in
a
the first
total
part.
lack of R. Lee in it.
There's a character development portion of.
Well, there was a band back in that day called Two Live Crew where they took a lot of the samples.
Yeah.
from
Oh,
that.
me so honey.
Yeah, they played at a really small dive bar in my hometown, and I regret never going to it.
But no, I'm with you, like, Jacqueline, that's a perfect comparison. Honestly, I think
It
this
is,
film is
yeah.
very similar, where we spend a lot of time with certain characters, building up relationships in the first.
And then
half.
like the rug gets pulled away from me. Maybe that's my problem. Like it's been bothering me since
That's not a
Sunday,
film
trying
problem,
to figure out
necessarily.
how
That's
to.
Sometimes that might be a viewer problem. Like it just hits you a certain way.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is with me. Like since Sunday, I'm like, man, I don't know how to like rate this. Even on my letterbox, I've just been like sitting on it. Like I don't know.
Mhm.
Man.
Who did Full Metal Jacket? Was it
Kubrick.
Kubrick.
Was
yeah.
it Kubrick?
Yeah.
Oh my
Kubrick
god!
film. It's one of his
So
best
I-
films, in
so
my opinion.
Damn.
Like my two favorite directors, and of course Rob.
Mm.
I'm just kidding, but
It took a while for him to get mentioned.
no,
I
John did
mentioned
it.
him earlier on.
Yeah. Well,
John did.
you mentioned him with your
I wanted to make sure
intro.
I got out the gate. No,
Mm.
don't
Charlie.
worry about it. It's cool. It's whatever.
Charlie,
Yeah.
Charlie, get ready for it.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie.
Yep.
I said, what's your review? Get me off the heat.
Get you off the heat. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to put you right back on it because I'm with everyone else, man. I give this movie a 9. I adore this movie. I love a good road car carnage. I like a well done dialogue driven movie. I love that kind of stuff. This is also the kind of movie that I could just put on in the background, know
Mhm.
exactly where it is at any
Mhm.
point of the time. I get sucked into the conversations that these girls, and it's very much what guys say, but from the female perspective, even where they're like bashing on the guys that are in there, don't start whining, don't start doing it. And you're sitting there going, yeah, I know guys that would do that.
Yeah, but they do it from the female perspective, where they call
Right.
themselves out for their own bullshit too.
Oh, they're giving
Which
each
is
other shit
interesting.
like, did you
Like
break
that.
a piece off for the guy? That's what's wrong. And then they're trying to, like justify all their decisions. I enjoy the hell out of all the dialogue. I like the girls at the beginning. But I look at this movie as that's the slasher Grindhouse. Now we're going to move into the car chase Grindhouse. It was Tarantino's one chance to
Yep.
get as much of what he loved about that era on film. And maybe that causes a disconnect for some people. For
I think he
me,
killed
I
it.
think it's a beautiful transition from the dark and grimy and rainy to the dry, arid, bright light. Like, I don't even mind the fact that it's cleaner version in the car chasing, because that's a lot of effort you put in there if you're going to scratch the shit out of it for these awesome car chases. but the first one feels like something that should have been dirty and grimy and scratched up. The second part should be bright. All this shit's happening during the day. Like, it's not at night. There's no cover of darkness or shadows.
But there is a filter in the beginning, which what Nate was touching on. But I can understand what you're saying, like why to veer away from that in the end, because we're doing all these awesome car scenes.
Right. To me, I treat it like you could almost look at it as two different Grindhouse movies. We're just following the same character that has bridged them. Stuntman Mike. We see the slasher version of Stuntman Mike to the Carpocalypse Stuntman Mike. I don't know. I enjoy the hell out of this movie. Again, the actresses, Kurt Russell, the cars are their own characters. There's nothing I would change other than just telling me what the hell happened to Lee at the end. That's that is my that is honestly, I think it would have been awesome.
I don't think that guy did anything. I think that guy seemed curvier than he would actually be.
I want to believe that, but I could also say midway through the credits, we see them driving the Challenger back up the driveway, smoke rolling out of it, the engine's knocking, and we see Lee just from behind, and Jasper is around the corner, and we're not quite sure what's going on. But as the girls come up there to see what's happening, like, oh, what's Lee doing to him? Like Lee's stabbing the shit out of him or something.
I actually would have loved like the opposite of where like Lee is able to like draw out the true country bumpkin, and then like she finds out like it Blumpkin, and like she finds out like that she's able to talk to him on a real level.
They could just as easily be
there's a
sitting on the front
connection there
porch
for a moment, but it's
moonshine.
so odd because you wouldn't expect it. But there's a connection where like, oh, your cousin had a farm and he had a he had a.
They could have had him with the Italian Vogue. He could have been like, I got the new copy of the Italian Vogue. You want to read it? And she's just like, what? This whole.
They could have been a moment where they like bridge the gap there. It would have been funny.
They could have had fun with it, but I get that also Grindhouse movies end abruptly a lot of times because it's like, we're out of money.
Bye.
In the movie. Yeah, exactly. Wrap up. We're done.
That's how it ended, which was perfect because they all like high five each other, and then it was like,
oh, it's a great celebration. Them.
All right, guys. Well, we have covered, and I say guys, but that doesn't include.
That's all right.
It's a very encompassing guys.
It's dude and dudette.
I'll be a dude. I'll be part of the dude.
I'm a dude. She's a dude. You're a dude. We're all dudes. There we go.
Got the biggest wiener on a cut above. I don't know what you're talking
about. I believe it. I've listened to the show.
Yeah.
She has to keep you two in line, so I'm sure. Her camera's been off, so I haven't, seen anything, so it's fine.
We have.
Yeah.
I got a.
Yeah, Sleepaway Camp was something else.
Brought a little traumatic experience. Heidelberg had flashbacks. All right, so thanks for checking out. Now, here's the beauty of this. Whether you listen to us first or you listen to A Cut Above first on our double feature, it's not going to matter. It's still just going to be two great movies with all of us talking about it.
Yeah, but listen to A Cut Above first.
But if they're listening to this, can they go back and listen
they're
to
going to listen.
We're going to do Planet Terror first.
Yeah, and
stop where you are right now at the very end of
that
this
makes sense.
episode.
We're gonna watch that one first.
And just rewind real quick. Go listen to A Cut Above again.
Right?
Or for the first time.
That's
and
how
then
this
come
works.
back and listen to this episode again. And then there's so much more stuff you're gonna pick up on.
Type flat circle, Heidelberg.
It's a flat circle, yes.
It's a flat circle. So it doesn't matter which way you listen to it. As of recording, we're recording this first, but we will be doing the same thing. Hopefully we have Pete with us over on A Cut Above, so we may have another viewpoint.
Yeah, he better show up. He didn't even write my review for me.
Oh, he didn't, did he?
Yeah.
You don't get to do your Pete impersonation.
Probably because he forgot, because he forgets everything. Call you out, Pete.
That's fine. That's fine. He understands. He knows what he is. All right. Well, if you guys want to follow along, you can catch us over at Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast on Facebook. Give Me Back My Horror Movies on Facebook. We are both on Instagram. We are on TikTok, Twitter, Threads, Yin Yang, Yahoo, Gmail, all these places. Just type it in somewhere and we pop up. And as well as us, you can also find A Cut Above Horror Review. John, do your thing, or you guys do your whole spiel there. Let me know where to find you.
All right, real quick, a cut above horror review on Facebook. Make sure you give us those 5-star reviews or ratings on iTunes and Spotify.
We are not on everything, but we are on Instagram at a cut above one word .horror_review.
Correct.
You can also email us at acutaboveHorrorReview@gmail.com and follow us on Twitter at @cutaboveHorror.
John, I'm not running a Threads account. I just don't want to do it.
It'll delete our account if you don't do the Threads thing, I guess.
No, it will delete our account if we do the Threads thing, and then we want to get
rid
of it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Here's the thing. Social media is constantly changing. We gotta just go with the times. We can't be.
I would prefer to.
Back in my day, we only
personally
did this.
From a cut above. I would rather accept my overlord Elon Musk rather than my overlord,
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
well, that's
for another but time. Elon Musk can't get his rockets up.
He's got several rockets up, and he also has electric cars. So I'm just saying.
Well, whatever happens to a cut above, you can also go find the other account that's called a cuck above. I think Steve and Leo run that one.
Yeah, cuck above's the thing. There's a real email somewhere there for it.
So there might even be some social media. We don't know.
We have a Twitter.
I've never heard of those guys. Who?
Yeah. They pop in from here from time to time. Something about hacking our show, and something about
they're hacks.
Yeah, we got a bunch of emails about this, like Steven and Leo guy on our emails. It was like, what's up with these guys? And I was like, I don't know.
They slid into Nate's DMs.
Have you guys ever had a podcast that pretends to have episodes that they've done based on the episodes that they've performed on your show as guests, and then somehow included them as actual episodes that they've actually done? Because we have that problem at a cut above.
Do you have that problem?
Yes.
Our problem is,
for some reason, once in a while, advertises themselves if they've done episodes on Rock and Roll Nightmare. But that's not a real thing. You didn't actually do Rock and Roll Nightmare, did you? You were on our show for it.
See, they just hacked our show.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Leo's
really
some kind of like,
and then your show's hack, and I'm just saying,
yeah, they must be stopped.
We're putting them back out there. Challenge,
throwing all of the gauntlets down. It's good times. All right, well, if you guys have made it this far into the episode, thank you very much. Please go check out a Cut Above Horror Review. They got some fantastic shows. We are so glad we could do this collaboration. It just made sense. We've been friends for seems like forever now. Probably only been a week or two, but it's all good.
It's been the most thrilling week of my life.
I've ruined this whole friendship in one night. It's awesome.
Yeah, Nate already screwed it all up. Way to go, bud.
Yeah, Nate.
I do.
Thanks for letting us know that you're not a Tarantino fan.
Yeah.
No, I do like Tarantino. This is my
most
favorite one.
No, you messed up. You messed up.
I'm sorry. It's not Kill Bill 2. I'm sorry.
I love your statement, Stuntman Nate.
Stuntman Nate.
Yeah.
Stuntman Nate. I dig it.
I'm the cousin that got forgotten about.
Cousin to Bob.
You're Bob. You're the one that got me into podcasting. All right, guys. Thank you, John, Jacqueline,
thank you so much, guys.
Hydraberg, for coming on to the show. This has been a blast.
To do the other one.
Keep it creepy.
All right, Charlie. What's the good word?
That was fun.